Hello friends, how you doing? uh, Today I decided to make a video about Muhammad Hassan and his all wrestling career starting from 2002 to 2005 and also his recent comeback. So I think this is the real, I think the best website I've found about Muhammad Hassan career and all his matches and his statics and his like promos and tournaments. And so it's a website, Cage Match, the internet wrestling website. So it's a very good website. You can find Diwari, Muhammad Hassan, or every wrestler. Everything is here. So we're just gonna look at back at Muhammad Hassan all wrestling matches and his all his career. So let's get on the video first. First of all, he had a very good rating. Look at it here, like 7.08. Like a lot of people have average rating of is 7. Like out of 10 is 7. Most people give him like 6 7, most like there. He's not like under 5, so that's a pretty good rating for a wrestler who only wrestled for 3-4 years, but he had a very impactful career. So that's a good thing. He has a very good rating, 10 out of 10. He has a 7, so he's good. Look at that, 18 times people voted for him. 10 out of 10, 14, 38. I think 38, yeah, 8% is the people most voted, or 6%. So it's like he's between 6 to 8 between that. So average is like is a 7.13. So that's all the data is. And he's been consistent, like 7, 6, 8, 6, because he was very popular and people know he was a good wrestler and he was a good promo cutter. So here comes his personal data. As everybody knows, he was born in Syracuse, New York, USA. He also was known as Mark Magnus in OVW, currently inactive since 2018. This is his career data. Mark Magnus, role single wrestler. Beginning of in-ring career was 2005, ending 2005. Even though he did come back in 2018 for just to wrestle 3 matches. This is just pretty his career. In-ring experience only 3 years. Wrestling style all-rounder. Yeah, he was all-rounder. Like he wasn't like a like a flying wrestler. He was just all-rounder. Like his most moves were on his back like so opponent's back, like backbreaker, camel clutch. So he was a good wrestler. So there is his trainer Danny Davis and Nick Dinsmore in OVW. Signature moves: camel clutch, modify STO. That was a good move. Modify STO, I really liked it. Camel clutch is always good as being there. So he was pretty good. A lot of comments here. Some people criticize him because of his lack of. He didn't have too much big career. That was not his fault. He wanted to be there as long as he could, but he couldn't because of the controversy. Some people give him a good comments, some people give him bad comments. Like this guy, I fail to understand obsession with some people with Muhammad Hassan, blah blah blah. I mean that's their own opinion, but for me, as a lot of people here who are commenting for this guy, know that he was a good wrestler. There's no debate or there is no denying in that. So this is the overview. Let's get into his career. Let's see what they tell us over here. Let's see. This is I think Dynasty. He had 3 matches. 2018. Everybody knows he wrestled 3 matches in 2018, and that was the last time he wrestled, and he retired for it. He said he will never wrestle. And then look at this. No, nothing. From 13 years, he didn't even step in the ring for 13 years. All the again, but look at that. He never wrestled in those years. He was working in these years. He was working in LA as an actor and a writer. He moved back to New York in 2009, study and do the job according to his interviews, and get the degree, and started become a social study school teacher in 2011, and then teach there until 2016. He became a vice principal, then he became a principal in 2019. But that's all he's been doing all these years, studying, working, actor, writer, and doing part-time jobs and all that. So now he's a principal now, and beside that he only wrestled 3 matches in Dynasty. You can see that. But look at this here. This is a good database. 2002, I don't know what is this. USA Championship Wrestling. Maybe he has some one match over there. He wrestled Ohio Valley 8 matches in 2002. 2003 he wrestled 15 matches. 2004 he wrestled 12 matches, and then he was signed to WWE, and he wrestled 20 matches, like televised matches. I'm not talking about dark matches or anything like that. And also he wrestled 77 matches in 2005. You see that? That was where he was top of his career, 2005, and then it's nothing. Look at his status. He wrestled only 3 matches here, but then if you see here, he had overall 136 matches. He started wrestling in 2002, and then 3, 4, 5, so 4 years. He wrestled for 4 years. Look at his status. Pretty impressive in 2004 and 2005. Otherwise he was like a jobber, or like he was learning wrestling in 2002, 2003. His breakthrough came back late 2003 when he became the WWE champion, and 2004 when he became a 2004 Mark Magnus this year's model. That was a good gimmick, and then he later in the mid of 2004 he was signed to WWE, and then he debuted, and then that's all his WWE matches right there, man. That's like by month he wrestled like 13 matches in January, February 13, like that, and July and June and all that, 1, 2, like that. So pretty good career for the Sun, especially 2004 and 2005 memorable. That's where he was top of his career, and that was the last time he was like full-time wrestler, leaving this 2018. Titles, let's go at how many titles he won. Everybody know that he won WWE Championship. He won on 15th October to 12th 3rd December as Mark Magnus, yes. And then he won the Dynasty Championship and he immediately vacated it. As you know, 49 days he was a WWE champion. He was just a one-day champion for WWE, for the Dynasty. Only 2 titles in his career. He would have been a World Heavyweight Champion in 2005 if that was not had happened. But we're not gonna get into that shit because we're just talking about his overall career. Let's talk about his matches. That's all his matches. He has wrestled 136 as per this site. I think this is the best site for, at least for Muhammad Hassan Wrestling. I mean, they have all his matches. He wrestled last time was with Muhammad Hassan versus Sean Carr at Whitesboro, New York, USA. And that was the last time he wrestled. Then he wrestled with Bin Hameen for the title victory in Amsterdam, New York, yeah, Papa Don, yeah. And the last time he wrestled, like performer and as a full wrestler was July 24, 2005. The Undertaker versus Muhammad Hassan at HSBC Arena in Buffalo, New York. That was the last time he was like wrestled. And here, before that, he wrestled Scotty 2 Hotty. I think this is maybe he had like a house show, a SmackDown house show somewhere in Maryland. So he defeated Scotty 2 Hotty 6 minutes. This is after a controversy. This is interesting because he wrestled after the controversy, so he was still wrestling. And here is another thing: The Undertaker defeats Muhammad Hassan at house show in Portland, Maine, on 11th. So that's also that's it also after what do you say after the controversy, 7th July. So there was another match between Muhammad Hassan and The Undertaker that was on SmackDown house show that we never gonna get to see it, but there was. So he did wrestle one more time before the pay-per-view, and Undertaker did defeat him at that time. Imagine that match with all that he still wrestled 3 matches after the controversy that he had on 7th July. On The Undertaker, Scotty 2 Hotty, he beat him in 6 minutes, and 8 minutes Undertaker defeats him at the Great American Bash. These were just house shows, even though he was drafted to SmackDown. Tajiri defeats Muhammad Hassan, and Japan. Wow, they were in Japan before all this shit went down, and this on 2nd July, just before that controversy, because they shot it on 4th. So this is just 2 days before that. And then he wrestled with Chris Benoit, and Shawn Michaels defeats 14 minutes. That's a big match in SmackDown Super Show in Japan again. And then they wrestle in South Korea too. The same. Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels defeats Khosrow Diwari and Muhammad Hassan. Interesting, very interesting. So between here and there, they went to, I think, Japan and South Korea for some house shows, not a Raw or SmackDown. So they were having some house shows matches with Tajiri and Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and they got defeated. They were there too. And before that, Muhammad Hassan wrestled with that's a 6-man elimination match. Everybody knows that. That was the beginning of Muhammad Hassan and Undertaker rivalry, and also the end of Muhammad Hassan. 6:28, because it was shot before that. And there's another house show. Chris Benoit and the Big Show defeats Diwari and Muhammad Hassan in California. This is a televised show. Everybody knows that. Muhammad Hassan, when he was drafted, Arizona, he defeats Big Show. And this is all the matches that he wrestled. Like he wrestled a lot of house shows. I mean, we only know about his matches on his TV, but he wrestled a lot of matches with many wrestlers. I mean, he wrestled all the wrestlers who were on Raw or on SmackDown, because the guy was so popular and everybody wanted to wrestle, everybody wanted to defeat him and then get a little bit popular with the fans, So he had so many house shows. Chris Jericho, he had matches with Shelton Benjamin, Shawn Michaels, they're over there. Then he had a match with Batista. Everybody knows that. So a lot of house shows with Chris Benoit, with Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels here. Dark 2-on-1 matches to defeat Batista. So he had so much bad matches with Batista. Valbinis, yeah. Kane, yeah, that's the match. I think that's the man. I think in England, that's somebody put it on YouTube. That's great to see. I don't know why they had never had a match on Raw. That was a good match. Kane defeats Muhammad Hassan. So and there's another house show where they wrestle again in England. I think Monson was booked with Kane on in England just to wrestle him. There's another match with Kane. So all the Kane, Shawn Michaels, Muhammad Hassan, Val Venus, Christian, Shawn Michaels, a lot of house shows, man. He wrestled with a lot. He wrestled a lot. And there's another match here that I'm never gonna get to see it. That was Rhino. That was a really, really good match. You know, I wish we had seen that match because yeah, right here, Muhammad Hassan defeats Rhino in Japan in 5 minutes. That was Sunday Night Heat 336. Can somebody please upload that? I wanna, because that's the only, because the house shows we cannot see anything. We can't find them because they were house shows. But this match we can. I wanna see that because that was a good match. He cut the promo too. It was a good match with Rhino. And there's another. I don't know what the hell is this. I think this is a super show somewhere in Alaska. Wow, Alaska. Chris Benoit defeats everyone, including Muhammad Hassan too. Yeah, Muhammad Hassan there too. Yeah, we never know about this 24 band battle royal because they were all house shows. Again, Royal Rumble, Sergeant Slaughter, Val Venus, Hurricane, Chris Jericho, yeah, Rhino. He wrestled a lot with Rhino. We never get to see Rhino wrestling with Muhammad Hassan because all that was house shows, and this is before he debuted. And so I can tell you guys, this is because he debuted in December, but these all matches are from I think in November, just 1 month before his debut on Raw. Rhino, he had so many matches with Rhino. He has met with Tajiri and Rhino, William Regal. He had some matches with dark matches on Sunday Night Heat is with Cody Staley. I don't know who's that guy. Elijah Burke. Wow, he had a match with Muhammad Hassan. We had a match with Elijah Burke. Mike Taylor, Elijah Burke, Maven. He had a many matches with Maven too. So that's all before he was signed to. He was debuting in WWE. So we're just gonna go a little bit more back. Yeah, Maven. That's all our shows. This is the one that match that really stands out for me is that the person who gets pinned must leave OVW. That was definitely Muhammad Hassan, Mark Magnus, and Nikita. Nikita was released after this, I believe. She was supposed to debut as I think she was a valet for Mark Magnus in WWE. So, WWE see him on many times, Muhammad Hassan with Nikita, and I know her. She's been my friend on Instagram. She still posts pictures. She's still in good shape, and she's still having a good. She's also retired, but she's still in having a good life, But she was supposed to have a big. She was supposed to be a stepsister or something like that of Vince McMahon, and that, I mean, you guys can search for Nikita, and we never got to go with that. I don't know why, but she was good. She was hot. She was good, and she had a very good chemistry with Mark Magnus and WW. But so they both left. Mark Magnus becomes Muhammad Hassan. Nikita got released for some reasons. I don't know why they never bring him to Raw or SmackDown or anything. And this is all his OVW matches. Mark Magnus defeats Seth Scarra and Johnny Jeter, the guy from those guys. I don't know, Doug Basham, Damaja. Oh yeah, man, Jim Cornette. Look at that. He at the OVW Championship. That's the match where Muhammad Hassan wins the the OVW title. Dinsmore, Matt Morgan. He had a match with Matt Morgan. So in just 3-4 years, he wrestled with everyone, man. Lot of matches in OVW. Orlando Jordan, Johnny Spade. Everybody knows that Nova, the Mark Jindrak, Orlando Jordan, Rico. Lot of matches. Bad Dog. David Flair with Johnny Jeter. He had so many matches, and this I don't know what is this. This was something USA Championship Wrestling. Terry Taylor defeats Mark Magnus in Tennessee, USA. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. This is, I think, before he went to OVW. This is very interesting too. Pretty good. Pretty good career. Wrestled with many wrestlers, man. Let's go to his match statistics. Overall, 136 matches. Total number of wins is 61. He lost more matches than he won because he was always a heel in OVW and WWE. 73 losses and 61 wins, and that's his 2018. He won all of them. 2005 he had 77 matches, 36 won and 40 losses. And in 2004, yeah, you can guys see that I don't have to pronounce it. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see what this match guide is. I mean, you guys can go there and check this. All his profile. What the hell is this? I think this is just something about SmackDown. Yeah, it's nothing about that. Well, let's get into the promos. What the promos is? Promos are My Name is Muhammad Hassan. Yeah, that's, I think, was aired on Raw just before his debut, 29th 11/2004. I know this promo. Everybody knows that. Let's go to the tournaments. Only Royal Rumble 2005. Yeah, limited. Everybody knows that. Very good rating, huh? 19 votes, 7.50. Because it was a very, everybody eliminated him at over there. Let's get to the tag team and aesthetics, as you say. Yeah, he was in a Revolution, some kind of a group in OVW, where he was with Nikita, Victoria, and a lot of other wrestlers, man, that you guys know. Rob Conway, Matt Morgan, Chris Masters, Nikita, Hurry Machine. Some of them I don't know, but they were all, some of them did make it to the WWE in the end, so that's great. Let's get to his entourage. Look at that. Everybody knows he was with Daivari. He never managed anyone, but look at his entourage. Daivari, Nikita, and look at this, Osama. You know who was Osama? I was? Guess. That was Umaga's manager. What was his name? I forgot. Oh my god, let's see who. Oh yeah, Armando Estrada. He had a good rating too. Yeah, he was with that guy too. Osama was a third wrestler that was about to be called to. Look at that, 2004. Yeah, he played the character in Osama in OVW, Armando Estrada, but he never got called up to the main roster with Daivari and Muhammad Hassan. And he did play that character until 2006, I believe, because he was until, I think, the Jim Conrad left, and they changed his gimmick to Cuban businessman. So yeah, that's another entourage he had with Osama. I wish he had called that guy like a bodyguard. Daivari as a manager for Muhammad Hassan, and Osama is like a bodyguard. That would have been a great thing too, but he never got to that. I don't know, for some reasons. That's an interesting one. Let's get to awards. Awards is most hated wrestler in 2005. Placement 4. He was on 4th place for being a most hated wrestler in 2005. Very good achievement, man. And he was a top 10 males pro wrestler. He was on 33 out of 100. That's okay. There's another one that was he was on 240. That was early on his career. Good. Another information about this is a very good site, man. I'm gonna do Diwali too, because after I'm done with this, I'm gonna do Diwali wrestling and all his matches too after this. So let's get to his matches. What is it here? It is saying yeah, that's wrestling games. He was featured in WWE SmackDown vs Raw, and also he was in Day of Reckoning in 2005. Both were released, and had a very good rating too. That's PS2 and PSP. I still have that game. I just love sometime do play. So yeah, he was featured in 2 games. Let's get into the ratings. Ratings is gonna be good from on the Sun. Yeah, most of the time people do voting for like 2, 7, 6, 9, 5, 6. Pretty very good. Look at those comments. I can't read them, but you guys can go there and read all those comments about a good wrestler with a bad gimmick and worst timing. Got a lot of easy cheap heat, but he worked well with it. Yeah, but that wasn't a cheap heat, bro. That was a real heat about the real events. Possibly the biggest victim of